get a nice background, right? You surprised everybody. Yes, if you haven't got a bookmark for the Culture Days, and there's a contest on there on an iPad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next up, we have the wonderful Ellen Gerling. And if you don't know, Alan Gerling is now a director with the Royal City Literary Arts Society. So I'm happy to be working with him.
Alan brought some art.
I brought some art.
Wow. Good boy.
Good job. Good job, Ellen.
I wanted to bring.
Would you like to?
I took the call seriously,
Shall we
I'm
display it for you?
glad.
if you can.
Yes.
This is a,
Is it heavy? It's got
it's
glass
quite
on it.
heavy. Took a while.
Yeah, be careful because I don't think that'll hold it.
I could stand here and hold it for you. Just in case you don't
Maybe
want
hold
to.
You'll be beautiful holding it, Janet. We'll get your picture. Somebody will get your picture.
It's sitting here, but I don't want an accident to happen, so I can
Okay.
stay with it.
So this is a, wow.
I'm sorry about that. Maybe you want us to just kick the stool out of the way. We can do that. You and I,
Alan,
you
just
come
I'm
down.
way too tall here.
Yeah, just step down, Alan.
Just, no.
Francie,
Kick the
if Ellen just stands
Yeah,
down.
I can just stand right here. This is good. This is great. Okay, so this painting is not a painting that I made. It's a famous painting by Bruegel. It was painted in 1565. You might have seen it. Has everybody seen it?
Yes.
It's well known. Yeah. I got this when I was on an art kick when I was a teenager. So I've had this for many years. I had it in my wall in my bedroom when I was a kid. And I still have it. So it's called Hunters in the Snow. And you can see there's some hunters and they're walking in the snow. And they're returning from the hunt. That's what I think it's about. And then, so about 5 years ago, I wrote a poem about the painting, and I got it published in a magazine that used to exist locally called Meme Wars. So Meme War is a play on meme and war and memoir, and it was a local publication. It doesn't exist anymore. And this was in 2010, and they had an issue called Fun and Games to connect to the 2010 Olympics. So all of the pieces in here have a theme related to sports. Okay, so there's a little background. My poem is called Hunters in the Snow, 1565, so I've got the same title. And it's interesting that when you look at the painting, the hunters are walking into the town, and then in the distance you can see large expanses of ice. That's ice. So it's probably a small lake, but there's actually people skating on the ice or just walking on the ice. And if you look very, very closely, you can see some of them are holding sticks, like they're playing hockey. And in 1565, people did not play hockey. But it looks like they're playing hockey. So that's what my poem is about. Okay, I'll read the poem. It's very short. In the histories of hockey, there's scant mention of Bruegel's 3 men home from the hunt. But follow their path, the line of trees down to the frozen expanse, and look closely. The townspeople are at play. 3 leaning into long sticks with familiar curves. They are too far off for the gallery to hear the thrust and scrape of spears. Yet what else could the men be dreaming of? They've trudged along, daylight lingers, and the fire at the inn can wait. Time now to glide like a bird. There's one. It cuts across the icy gray of the early evening sky. Thanks. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, so in the book, the people who produced the book actually did a version of the painting there to go with the poem.
So well done.
Yeah, it's really nice. And online it's in color.
I think that's what they did.
It is reversed, you're right. It's reversed, it's a detail, it's only part of the painting, and it's reversed.
Like a mirror
That's
image.
like a mirror image, you're right. Yeah.
Interesting.
I have a question, Alan.
Question? Okay.
You have another poem that refers to another Bruegel painting.
That's true.
Can you just tell us a little bit, or did you bring it? Is it on your phone?
It's on my machine, but yes.
Would it take too long to find it right now? Maybe later?
Yeah, maybe I was going to read another one, but I could do that. I could do that after.
Just ignore it.
And I have a question.
I wasn't ready for it. Sorry.
My question is, what is it about Bruegel, Bruegel or whatever his
Bruegel?
name is? Bruegel? What is it about his paintings that draws you into them to want to write it?
Oh, I like his paintings because there's so much going on.
Particularly as a teenager, right?
There's a lot of stuff going on, and it all makes a whole, but at the same time, and the patterns are really interesting too, the lines and the distances and how it all fits together. But there's so many stories within the painting. A Bruegel painting is kind of like a novel, I think. This one is a little bit even more sparse than some of his others, which have huge crowds of people, and there are many things happening. Yeah, so, but this one, the wintry scene, I've always been drawn to wintry, kind of cold scenes for some reason, and so this wintry scene attracted me as well.
Kyla has a question.
Kyla?
Yes.
I have a Bruegel in one of my rooms upstairs.
Oh yeah. Which one?
And it's all orange and it's full of little people.
Right.
It's so hard. And it tells, like you say, it has many, many stories in it.
Right.
He's a very well-known, very well-known in Holland.
Yeah, he's a Flemish painter.
And I've also learned a little bit about the hockey, the beginnings of hockey. I think at one point I read that Holland was one of the first countries that had hockey.
Right.
And then I believe that Scotland or somewhere else, they said, no, it's we that have it, you know?
Right.
So there is that argument.
They took their golf clubs onto the ice.
Yeah. But there's canals in Holland and they were always on skates. So
Right.
I'm sort of thinking it was Holland.
You can see the hockey sticks if you look really closely
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
painting.
Wow.
Are you Flemish?
Hmm?
Do you have any connection to being Flemish?
No, I have
Just
no.
wondered.
No,
Okay,
no.
so
Okay.
finish your book? I can take
Yeah,
that one.
thank you. Thank you, Jen. And I'm very happy to be working with you as well in our class. Oh. Could I read one more?
Please.
Oh, okay. So, I'm often inspired as well by photography. And this is inspired by a photograph that was taken probably in the 1960s, and it's a well-known photograph. And it's a picture of a man. I won't say too much about it because my poem, I think hopefully describes what you see in the photograph pretty clearly, I hope. But it's called Man with Teddy Bear. And it's quite a famous photograph. You can find it online if you just Google Man with Teddy Bear. Anyway, I'll just read it. In the photograph, the ad at the bus stop says, "Think of a number." And standing at the bus stop is the man with the teddy bear, a middle-aged man, balding, hatless, but wearing an overcoat, for it has been raining, and the street is still slick with rainwater. And he is holding on to the bear with one arm. It's wrapped in a small blanket or shawl, like it's a child. And he's pressing it to his chest, with its cheek snug against his own. His eyes open, but shut to the world, as if turning inward to dream, remember, or escape. And when the rain starts again, tiny droplets slide down his long forehead to his eyes, where they seemed to well, before finally being absorbed into the bear's fur and foam. And the number that came to me was random enough for me to note that someone thought it possible to read another man's mind. Thank you.